wanna do? Not gonna let anyone bring me down. Oh, I just want to be your friend. Real fun. Giving me the chuckles you are. Trying to infect me. I just wanted to make you smile.
That looks suspicious. He's gonna betray me. Leadership skills? Ew. That's ew. Okay.
Yes, I know you're hungry. Be patient. I'll feed you soon enough. Just a guest. The one I told you about. The inspector. Welcome. We were just talking about you.
There's something behind you. Someone or something behind you.
You and I are standing in the presence of royalty. Don't worry. You'll meet her soon enough. You've done a beautiful thing for my queen. You've made a host out of every human being in this complex. You've given homes to her myriad spawn. Every human body has become a cocoon for our symbiotes. In time, they will transform into a happier, better version of themselves. Halcyon will transform. My queen is pleased beyond description. Her excitement has whetted her appetite. She's practically writhing with hunger.
Your queen? Ugh, I didn't need that mental image.
Don't worry, that's the last unpleasant image you'll ever have. I've decided to give you the honor of becoming a host to the Queen's own progeny. Your bonding will be the first of a new generation. Welcome to the Rizzo's family, Inspector.
Fuck that.
Please don't make this difficult. I promise, the experience is entirely painless. Your Highness, dinner is served.
Yeah,
wait, no, not me. Them! Merciful law, stop!
Well, aren't you a little cutie?
Mr. Ludovico? Mr. Ludovico, sir, is there any chance you're still alive inside the Queen's digestive tract? Wait, no, that's his leg on the ground over there. Okay, well, this is interesting. Mr. Ludovico never signed my release, so I'm contractually obligated to stay by my post. Assistant Harwell, Confectioner and Munitions Department. How may I be of assistance?
Now that you mention it, I've got a giant ravenous slug trying to eat me.
Oh yes, that'll happen. Negative emotions trigger the Queen's appetite. Mr. Ludovico must have been pretty terrified. Technically speaking, she is the broodmother of a species of vermiform parasites native to Eridanos. We've been using them as additives in Spectrum Brown. Mr. Ludovico installed some emergency defensive countermeasures in the event of an unplanned feeding episode, but I'll need his permission before I can activate those countermeasures.
I'm Inspector Silver. Ludovico hired me.
Oh, you're the inspector. I heard of you. If Mr. Ludovico hired you, then I guess you're part of the Rizzo's family too. Emergency defense system activated. Thank you for minding the flames. Happy customers are repeat customers. Well, hey there, friend.
I could use some ammo.
Oh, absolutely. Rizzo's manually operated confection and ammunition dispensers are state-of-the-art. I've stocked the repository right beside your terminal. Thank you for choosing Rizzo's during your moment of mortal terror. Let me guess. You want my help for the third time?
Yeah, more ammo.
Oh, absolutely. I've stocked... Hey again. You know, as much as I appreciate the gift of your company, I must advise you to give the Queen your undivided attention.
I could use more ammo.
Oh, I've stocked the repository right...
Ah!
Enjoy your violent altercation. I swear I've done all I can. I'm afraid you're on your own.
God, this is like the easiest fight ever. This is a boss fight? I guess. Easy peasy. Wow, I didn't even use a good gun. I used a pretty bad gun.
You made it. I guess happy customers really are repeat customers. Here, I had something I wanted to give you. This is a golden ticket, good for one free tour of the Purpleberry Orchards. This is my way of showing you that I appreciate you just for being alive.
Yeah. Okay. Dodge. Wow. In a plus shape formation? I want to see it.
I will show you happiness! I can laugh! Oh yeah, that's funny!
I'll show you happiness!
This gun is really bad. Yikes. What a horrible gun. Oh my.
So funny! Giving me the chuckles, you are.
What does this thing do? Oh, random debuffs.
I'll show you happiness!
Much better. Well, another colony down. And with that, every colony that we've ever visited is now dead. Our records continue. Perfect. Except for one. The one that grow veggies. We kept that one alive. Oh my god. Eat those.
I can't hear you laughing! I just wanted to make you smile!
Wanna be your friend!
Goodbye, Halcyon.
Welcome back, Captain. Or shall I call you Inspector? What can I do for you?
Not the inspector anymore. Finished my job.
During your absence, I passed the time by simulating a number of hypothetical conclusions to this case. Unfortunately, my understanding of the facts is limited, and my appraisal of the individuals involved is not flattering. Therefore, my conclusions are inaccurate.
Oh, Ada, sounds like you missed me.
I have been awaiting closure for the details of your investigation. However, I have also been keenly aware of your absence. I have a growing library of information about you. Attitude, behavioral tendencies, dietary habits, sleep patterns. Cataloging human behavior is essential to maintaining my simulation protocols. Will you satisfy my curiosity subroutines and tell me who killed Halcyon Helen?
You first. What's your theory?
My simulations have yielded several possible causes of death. Halcyon Helen may have been killed by one or all of the following: asphyxiating on Rizzo's Spectrum Brown, grappling with a primal while inebriated, killed by an overzealous fan, death by automechanical, or profound loneliness. How close were my estimations?
You're so off the mark that I'm wondering how you're my astrogator.
Human behavior is difficult to simulate. People are frequently irrational, unpredictable, or behave contrary to their own logical interests. Stellar astrogation is simple by comparison. This information is valuable to me. I will update my behavior simulation protocol accordingly. Thank you, Captain.
There's one other thing. I may have unleashed an infection of parasites on Eridanos.
I have been programmed to trust your judgment implicitly. If you released an infection of parasites across Eridanos, I am certain you must have had a rational cause to do so. How can I be of assistance?
Talk to you later.
I'll be here. Welcome back, Captain. Take care.
And that's it. That is that. Now, I wonder if you finish the game that they will have new things to say. AKA, like the ending will be different. No, I didn't fail that many things, at least. All right. So before we end the game, hang on. Let me do a save first. Now.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
Anything useful?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
Nice try, but not happening.
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you returned, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
How long would that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
Well, if you're going to kill me, why bother with a ticket?
Protocol is important, ma'am. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically speaking. Tartarus Docking Authority, signing off.
Transmission terminated. How can I be of assistance?
Bye.
May luck be with you. Of course, as I am sure you are aware, luck does not exist. But it seems to comfort humans to believe they possess good quantities of it.
Alright, we are going to
Please avoid damaging yourself or...
go through this as quickly as possible to see if the ending changed because of the 2 DLCs. How hard are these guys? Not hard whatsoever, huh? Why am I still picking up stuff? I love that I'm just shooting loop balls. Is this place big? Ugh, pretty big. The hell? What a convenient rest place. Wow. Did I just throw away my sniper too? Give it back. I am going through this really quickly. Okay.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens.
Okay. Get out of my way, Rockwell.
I'm not in your way, you dullard. You talk to me. You want to go die in a blaze of glory? Be my guest. Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but Sophia's doing good work up there with Phineas. Your efforts will be in vain.
See that. Easy. We skip a lot. Jesus. Do we even need to crouch to kill these guys?
Fuss is about a blasted lab coat.
better security in place. That was really easy.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
You sure love talking. Did they pay you by the word?
Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos.
I do.
I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your impertinence. Leaving you alive was my greatest mistake, but it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Don't test me, Sophia. It's bad for your health.
I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you. I wish you'd simply cooperated with me. You're the finest marksman in Halcyon. You could have been my gun.
You do your worst, you psychopath.
If you insist.
Says the psychopath.
This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Sweeping.
So if I had 150 hack, I could have done that. I could just hack my way past that, huh? But that would require a lot of lockpicking and a lot of hacking. Which would have been possible.
Why won't you just die?
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
Can I shoot you now? Are you kidding? The board never stood a chance against me.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Great, and I was about to pop open drinks and celebrate.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, yes.
What do you think happened?
I wasn't trying to hide the truth from you. Yes, I experimented on the Hope's colonists. You are my first...
Well, better late than never.
I'm not asking you... My apologies. If you have... You might... Yes. Yes, we must begin the revival process. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the...
I'm going to do what I've always done. Whatever I want, all the time.
I doubt I could change your mind even if I wanted to. You've already done more than I could ask of you. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed.
Okay, I want to see if there's anything...
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Left leaderless, the people of Stellar Bay and Amber Heights were slowly but inevitably picked apart by the wildlife of Monarch. Left unchecked, the war on Monarch consumed both MSI and the Iconoclasts. And when the sulfur clouds settled, only stragglers from both factions remained. Some found their way to Sublight,
which I
some
dismantled,
to Terra 2,
which I destroyed.
And some lived their final years fighting for food in the wilderness. In the end, only the beasts remained. Without Lilia Hagen, Sublight Salvage fell apart. The company fractured, devolving into a series of unregulated criminal gangs, fences, and smugglers. Their facade of legitimacy quickly faded. In time, the Sublight family was forgotten. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater.
The only town I ever saved.
She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. It was said that the first corpse that fed her garden belonged to Reed Thompson. The loss of Junlei Tennyson hit the Groundbreaker hard, and even threatened to undercut the ship's independence. Taking up the example of their fallen captain, citizens banded together and rallied anew for the Groundbreaker's autonomy. Junlei was remembered as a folk hero, the spark that ignited a flame, heralding a new age of proud defiance against anyone who would challenge the Groundbreaker's sovereignty. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. The Gorgon project created divisions among Wells' newly awakened scientists. Many wanted to let the facility and its failures rot, but others saw an opportunity to improve the work of the original scientists, and perhaps the lives of Halcyon's masses. Minnie Ambrose made a compelling case for the benefits of an improved Adrenatime formula, one that could reinvigorate Halcyon's exhausted, malnourished workforce as they fought for survival in a new and uncertain world. She led the project, committed to reasonable schedules and honest reporting. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board.
Of course.
The Eridanos atmospheric complex developed a notorious reputation as a derelict settlement populated by grinning killers. These stories kept the infection safely contained until a group of salvagers braved the complex and stole 20 crates of Spectrum Brown. Inside these crates, long-dormant parasites began to stir. In the absence of board regulation, Spectrum Brown made its way across the colony by passing hands between the desperate, the apathetic, and the lonely. A few settlements tried and failed to ban Spectrum Brown. The drink became a dangerous escape for anyone who dreamed of happier days. After Spectrum Brown's widespread distribution, Spencer Woolrich experienced a sudden upswing in his popularity. Viewers found his on-screen conduct to be more boisterous, energetic, and personable than ever before. The wide grin constantly beaming from his narrow face certainly helped fit his friendly image. When asked about his newfound on-screen charisma, Spencer had this to say: "Happy workers lead to happy customers. Happy customers are repeat customers." The prophet of profitability was not spared from the infection quickly overtaking Eridanos. Due to her newfound chronic delight, the prophet was no longer able to effectively advise her clients on productivity. Her disciples, similarly bliss-enwrapped, lost interest in the hot, cold walks and hourly purges. Despite all this, the prophet's spirits were hardly dampened. After all, she no longer had the capacity to worry about any of her business rivals. Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify for combat
Those were the two
purposes,
DLCs.
a sanitation
It could have been
and
better.
maintenance automechanical
I feel like those endings
that he
could have
found
been a
in a
little
state
better.
of disrepair in Emerald Vale's scrapyard. That unit remains broken down and forgotten in the unreliable supply closet to this day. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and left Dr. Wells to his own devices. The affairs of the colony never distracted you from living out your own dreams, to captain a ship, to sail the ether, and to earn a reputation as the greatest spacer Halcyon ever had. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the DLCs of The Outer Worlds. Both of them, in fact. I'm happy with my choices. I think I accidentally did the good ending for Perils on Gorgon. It seems like Minnie actually stuck to her words, changed the formula, and made it better. Crazy. She also kept a modest schedule, and yeah, wow, that's unexpected. I thought it was gonna be a complete mess. For Murder on Eridanos, that was good too. The ending of that was exactly as I expected. I was hoping that the parasites would spread across the entire Halcyon colonies, and it did. At least one of my plans went to fruition, right? But anyways, that has been The Outer Worlds. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Bye.